Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today. The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma.
Hey there, Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine with this week's web video fishing forecast for New England. Well, we had the makings of a little tropical depression kick up this week, early in the week, down south, Gulf of Mexico, moved across Florida. But as of my last check on the forecast at the hurricane service for NOAA, it downgraded it to a subtropical depression, so its impact on us here up in coastal New England will most likely be minimal. Maybe a little bit of wind, a tiny bit of rain coming through, but it seems to be about it. You know, I was thinking about it. It feels a little early to be hurricane watching. Here it is, granted, just the beginning of August, but reality, we're starting to get into that time frame of when we start seeing hurricanes roll through, and really with the way this season has played out so far, really very little is going to surprise me. So we'll see what this season has in store as far as hurricanes and big weather events. All right, moving on into the report, starting off in Connecticut. I got word of an interesting bite taking place now out in the middle range Long Island Sound. Heard from Mike Prete of Plum Island Swimbaits. And he was out this week targeting black sea bass when he got into some weakfish in the 6 to 8 pound range. He said at times it was almost difficult to get through the weakies for the sea bass. Now, remember that weakfish are an eligible dreamboat species for the Fisherman magazine's Dreamboat Challenge, and we currently have 3 spots open on the leaderboard. The smallest fish entered at this time weighed 5.02 pounds, with the largest going just 8.89 pounds, so there is plenty of room for improvement. Right now we've only got 1 New Englander on the board, so I want to see a few more spots filled up by my New England subscriber friends. Also, the J&B Tackle Tri-State Canyon Shootout is going on right now out at Block Island. And they've already had some really good fish weighed in. Right off the bat, on Tuesday, they saw an impressive big eye of 279.5 pounds weighed in for the crew of Overtime. Also been a handful of yellowfin in a 50 to 60 pound class. There's another dreamboat species. Some good-sized mahi to the high teens, another dreamboat species, and some wahoo and albacore as well have hit the dock. Moving over into Rhode Island, Blackfish season reopened in Rhode waters on August 1st, and Watch Hill Outfitters had an impressive 15-pound tog weighed in right out the gate. Now, the fish was shot with a spear gun, not landed by rod and reel, so it's not eligible for the Dreamboat, but it just goes to show you there are some really big blackfish available right now, and it's an impressive catch regardless of how it was caught. And then striped bass action out by the island remains kind of similar to what it was over the weekend. There's still some large fish being caught well into the 40-pound class, with the occasional nudging into the 50s being caught. But overall, I'm kind of hearing that you really have to work for those bigger fish right now. And also got word of an increase in big bluefish around the island. So again, we have another opportunity for some dreamboat entries here in New England. And then lastly, heading on up into Massachusetts, the big word this week up off the Bay State is tuna, with some much larger fish being taken between roughly the Crab Ledge and Regal Sword area. Captain John of Fish Chatham Charters put his clients onto a huge 86-inch fish recently at the aforementioned Crab Ledge, and that fish fell to a squid bar. And then I heard the guys from the Goose Hummock have been getting in some good tuna action as well, and they nailed a 76-inch bluefin on spinning gear, throwing a Hanta sinking 180 in sardine pattern as an awesome catch, especially on spinning gear. It sounds like there's a lot of bait in that area holding the fish right now. And been hearing some really good feeds going on out that area, so really barring any major weather event, this bite should last for some time. And then striper-wise, the canal is still producing some good fish into about the 30-pound class, more in the teens and 20s that I'm hearing, but the occasional up to the mid-30 range. The full moon is coming up on the 7th, so there should be some good plugging tides on the horizon in the canal for those that like those tides. So let's hope that we see another repeat in the great action that was seen on the last moon. All right, well, there you have it. I'm Toby Lapinski for the New England edition of the Fisherman magazine, wishing you tight lines if you head out onto the water this weekend.
The fishing news is brought to you by Okuma. Win the incredible Steigercraft 21DB Miami, powered by a Yamaha 200, in the ultimate season-long multiple species subscriber-only fishing competition, the Fisherman's 2017 Dream Boat Fishing Challenge. Go to thefisherman.com and enter today.